All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little logo there, G.A.R Capital. Click that, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the videos. Really do appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Dow Jones futures up 92 points, 34,112. Nasdaq futures leading the way, up 0.58%. S&P futures 4174. It's looking like it's rejecting the 200-day on the 1 hour. Russell 2000 index 2256 up about 0.53%. Bitcoin futures are up 2.23%. Let's go ahead and take a look at the spot Bitcoin. Spot Bitcoin price right now is 55,668. Ethereum 3373. Binance Coin 651. Doge or Dog. I'm gonna ruin that every time. Dodgy Coin. 66.79. So it hit an all-time high overnight. I believe we're hovering around that area. XRP Ripple 1570 1.574. Cardano 13815. So that's where we are on crypto side. Ethereum futures are down about nearly 1%, 3,400. Crude oil is up 1.43%, 66.61 a barrel. We also have inventory report on actually today at 10:30 in the morning. So let's see how energy does. Gold futures are up 0.34%, 1782 an ounce, 26.55 on silver futures an ounce, basically flat. Euro dollars down 1 pip, flat, 120.03. Dollar yen, flat, 109.30, which is actually pretty curious to see. The dollar is absolutely flat, 91.29. There you go. And the VIX, guys, been saying it. The 20 level was key, 1853. I said that if we close below 20, that's a big win for the bulls. And you can see this nice little V-shaped recovery. The question is, do we continue? Well, that remains to be seen. 20 VIX is the key. If you start breaking above 20 VIX, you need to start looking at puts. If you stay below 20, the music and the show goes on. Nothing has changed. You still, I would say, stay long as I am. Okay, so that's where we are today. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. A couple of names here. Let's take a look at the Dow. Apple's up 0.74%. Nike's up 0.25 point. Procter and Boeing are red slightly. JP Morgan up 0.40%. XLF hit an all-time high yesterday, which was nice. Walt Disney 0.40% to the upside. Microsoft 0.36%. I have calls currently. Let's take a look at the S&P. General Motors reported earnings. They're up 4%. Ford is up in sympathy, 0.44%. AMD's up 0.70%. Tesla up 0.88%. General Electric 0.38%. Pfizer 0.45%. Under Armour reported earnings yesterday, 4.36% upside. Activision Blizzard reported earnings. They're up 5% pre-market as well. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. Comcast is red in the Nasdaq, so is Facebook. Facebook has their meeting today, seeing if former President Donald Trump will be on Facebook or Instagram anymore. Their stock is a little bit red today, even though the markets are up. And I believe there's anything else I'm missing. Nvidia is up nearly 2%, which is a nice bounce back. I mean, we still have a lot more to go to recoup the gains from yesterday, the losses for yesterday. But again, it's a nice start here, especially if you bought some stocks yesterday. Again, the only thing I really bought yesterday was space. Really what I'm targeting, like I talked about in the aftermarket recap, was the 50-day moving average on the daily on the mega cap names. So again, a couple levels I already have my alerts. So again, I'm a pretty patient guy. I don't need to just go all in on anything. Obviously, I already have my stocks holding, so nothing has really changed. So really just trading this more than anything else. So that's where we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at bond yields really quick. 1614, 22 basis points to the upside for the US 10-year. So there you go. So that's where we are this morning. Pretty much a bounce back morning, as basically as I expected. Again, seeing the VIX below 20 is a very good sign. That's what I wanted to see. So again, keep that in your back pocket. When you see the VIX over 20, it's time to go look at some puts. Obviously, take a look at the chart and manage it correctly. But again, right now below 20, we're actually below 19, which is good. So again, let's see if this holds. Again, I've seen futures be green in the morning and then we dump in the morning. So what I did with the futures team is we basically moved our stop loss. We're up about, I don't know, 130 points right now in the Nasdaq futures, holding up pretty good here. We moved our stop loss to 13,585. That locks us in 100 points. So again, if it dips below, we'll get triggered, no big deal. But again, right now we're just holding pat. Let's see if we can get to that first level of resistance right above the 50-day, 13,684. If that can break without really much resistance in a sense or any slowdown from the morning flush, if we get a morning flush, then 13,800 is my next target. I'll start creeping up the stop loss with the team on the future side and see if we can get a little more. So you see if we can squeeze some juice. Really, we got in right around, if I can get the exact number here, give me a second. We got in at 13,485. My target is around 13,800, 860, that 200 day. We can possibly squeeze 800 points on this if we swing it. Again, it really depends on the price action today. So if we do break above 13,684, I'll move my stop loss again right at the 50-day and see if we can go ahead and hit 1379, and we'll move accordingly. With futures, it's a little different. Obviously, it's 24 hours, 5 days a week. Again, it's more like a Forex thing where you can kind of move stop losses here and there. You don't have to worry about time decay or anything like you do in options. Options is a different story. All I really have open now is Q, the 330 calls. Played Q's long, and then we also have some Microsoft calls where we bought the dip with the VIX breaking below 20. So let's see if we catch those. Again, we played some puts yesterday. Played some puts with the YouTube premium guys live. Fun as always. Seeing a nice little push here in the market. We had some news on private employment payrolls. Let me get you that number. ADP report for April, 742,000 jobs added. The expectation was 850,000. So did it miss expectations? Sure. But again, that's a pretty nice number to see. So again, looking very good. Again, guys, you're going to get volatility here and there. You're going to get some drops here and there. But I mean, I do believe that we're going to break 4,200 again. 4,811 all-time highs. We'll probably get to around 4,300, 4,400 if anything, and then kind of stall out a little bit. But I do expect mega cap in the summer to kind of take a backseat to all the reopening plays. Again, you've seen that rotation in financials. You're seeing the rotation into energy as crude goes higher. So if crude goes higher, take a look at energy for some possible trades. Keep a look at CBX. You can take a look at XOM. You can take a look at a ton of names, MRO, Marathon Oil, or XLE, which is your ETF for energy. So again, just something to look at. Again, you see some massive dips in the big tech stocks that you guys like or I like, growth names. Then as possible, then you can go ahead and buy some dips here. But again, if you're looking for some trades, keep an eye on financials, keep an eye on energy, keep an eye on possibly materials, 3M, for example, industrials, the shipping companies. But again, the issue is the volume. So again, do we get it is the next question. That remains to be seen, but we'll always be vigilant. We'll always be watching. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Doji, there you go. Okay, so thank you for that because I don't know how to pronounce that. All right, let's answer some questions here. Eric is asking about Square. I love Square long term. Own it. This, I believe, is one of our top 10 of 2021. Obviously, we had a nice little gap up here. You could see now we're at 235. Nothing really to do here. I mean, really the level that I was looking for a break is below 200. So I'm going to go ahead and move my level to actually buy some right around $200. So if it gets to $200, I'll definitely load the boat, add some more. Right now, all we did is really just respect the actual trend here. You could see this actual channel, and that's all it did. So I love Square long term. You hold it. Nvidia, fastly levels to watch. Let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia again, you could see a break of this channel to the upside. It basically tested the 50-day. We talked about the 50-day a lot yesterday. 556.97 would be a nice place to buy some more. So I'm going to place an alert there right at the 50-day. If it does break that, then I'll buy some actual shares. If you're looking to trade the name, really nothing here to do. I mean, you're just seeing some downward movement. Yes, you have some upside here. It's very expensive. I would skip it in order to trade. There's just nothing there. Fastly, let's see. Again, downward movement, kind of very similar to Square growth names. Looking at it here, really nothing to trade here. Again, if you start breaking above 64, maybe take a look at 67 calls, 68 calls at 200-day. But other than that, I wouldn't touch it. BA levels to watch. There was some news yesterday on Boeing. I believe the 737 MAX is still in everyone's mind here. 233.64, basically flat pre-market. Nothing has changed. I love the stock. I own it long term. I think they're going to be fine. But again, is there anything to trade here? There isn't. Really isn't. All we did was really break down the channel here. We broke above the 100. Where would I buy some more? Probably 200 if it can go there. Sure. $200. Put at 201.38 to add some more shares. Expectation for pins, gap to fill. Let's see. Yeah, there is a gap to fill, and I actually marked it, which is right around 75.89. I'm waiting for a break of 69.49. If that breaks, then I'll go ahead and play those calls for the gap fill. But we're not there yet. Again, we're still at $63. All we did was bounce above the 200-day. That's basically it. So no, I wouldn't touch anything here. Levels that on space below 20 is where I added yesterday with the investment club. I think that's still a great level. If you want to go ahead and start looking at 1638, that's really your next level of support. There's a downfill gap here on the daily. You can see it right here that has not been filled. A possible way to do it. But again, I still love space long term. Again, it's just been taking a hit with all the growth names, SPAC names, you name it. It's all been taking a hit. They roll together. So again, I still like when it breaks above 32.09, there is another gap to fill right around 41.73. Again, maybe possible break of 36.26. You can start swinging it. But if anything on space, what you can do if you own some shares, you can always write calls against it because it's been basically sideways. If you're looking for some extra premium. I don't write calls personally, but again, that's some other way you can get your own dividends from Virgin Galactic because nothing is really happening. 26.77 is your 200-day. A break above that would be nice. I could see where you're seeing that other gap there, 26.77. Keep an eye on it, but again, nothing is there yet to touch. Short-term resistance on NQ. I talked about it this morning, actually. The next let me see here. The next resistance on NQ really is, and I'm going to bring up the hourly to show you, is really right around 13,684, which is right above the 50-day. So again, I moved my stop. We're rocking now. Again, pretty much, wow, we have a lot of space on this stop, 13,585. If it breaks 13,684, my next target is 13,800, which is right above the 100. I'll move my stop loss again, possibly to around 13,746. Lock in another probably 200, 300 points to lock it in and see how much we can write it up because really the next level up is 13,860. But your first line here is 13,684. That's when I'll start maybe possibly adjusting my stop to possibly 13,650 or something like that, and then see if we can kind of keep it tighter as we're starting to gain a little more. Uber, Lyft, Dash today with the gig news. Yeah, that was the news that came out today. Obviously, I own Lyft. I've owned it for a while, but again, Lyft, nothing going on. Uber's going down, and Dash, I mean, let's see if we get a continuation to the downside. My guess is that we'll bounce off support around $53 on Uber, and then on Lyft, we'll bounce off the 50-day right there, 56.82. So again, do I want to play some puts here? Probably not. I probably don't think there's going to be much volume. And Nucor, looking at it, looks very nice. Breakout on the hourly. Let's take a look at the daily. Breaking out completely. So again, I mean, it's go as high as you think. I mean, I don't know what's the all-time high. What is that all-time high? So again, do you want to chase it here? Do you want to buy the stock? That's up to you. There is a gap here at 92. So again, you can possibly target 92 calls, maybe a little more down the line. It wasn't earnings related or anything. Again, since earnings, they've skyrocketed, I believe, 2 Thursdays ago. But I haven't read any news about Nucor that I want to trade it here. If you see some volume, go for it. Thoughts on Nike call for next week? Nike has been pretty much sideways. Not much there. I would skip Nike. I love the stock, but I wouldn't trade it. Price target getting calls for puts. I mean, for the most part on NUE, I mean, if you're going to break 91, possibly look at 92 calls. Kind of keep it tight. See if you can fill that gap. Again, it really depends on what's happening next. I mean, 930, we can see if we dip. At Nucor, I've never traded, so I don't know how the price action goes. It's a breakout on the daily and the hourly. Let's see how the volume goes. Maybe buy yourself some time. Don't do it for this week. Thoughts on Spotify. I sold my Spotify shares because I had a very little amount of shares. I did have some profit, very small gains. Spotify is nice. I love the app, but the price action on it has been very weak. So again, I don't recommend buying it. Again, if you want to use the app, that's fine. But again, you have competition with Apple, you have competition with Amazon. So Spotify doesn't exactly have a corner of the market at all. And again, music royalties can go up, costs can go up. I mean, the owners are talking about buying Arsenal. So again, a lot of stuff in the news. The Arsenal thing's not a huge deal, that's fine. But again, I'm not a huge fan of the stock. That's why I sold it. I didn't have much to begin with. If you're looking to buy possibly the dip, 228 seems about right, 230 for that support, and then your next support down would probably be around 175. But I wouldn't want to own it. Tesla, now I do own that. Tesla here, love it long term still. Again, you see the break, a deviation above the channel, the downward channel, which is good, and it's holding up. So again, around 681.99. So that puts us right at the 50-day moving average. That 50-day moving average has been kind of a magnet for these mega cap tech names. The question is, do they use as a launching pad? If it does, and you're looking at the 50-day as a way to kind of bounce above there, so then possibly you could start taking a look at maybe 722s. The 722s are right in the mid of that 786 fib. The level I've had, again, for playing calls is 760. Again, I know it's a high clearance of where we are, but I would definitely just wait for it at the end of the day. I would wait for 760 to do anything. If you're looking to buy the dip on Tesla, which I'm always looking to buy the dip, I own many shares. It's my second largest holding in stocks. 582.73 would be my dip buy, and that's where we are. Roblox, I have not even seen their earnings report, so let's take a look at Roblox. I can't really chart it because it's so brand new, so nothing really there. I wouldn't trade options on it. I would actually just wait for their earnings and go from there. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Catch up with the team. We'll see you guys later on today for the aftermarket recap, and have a great trading day. Happy Wednesday, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's morning up. Cheers, guys.